Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a format, but it's not exactly a format. It is a set, and it is a fan-made set that I found on PokeBeach called Dual Destinies. And I saw this and I was like, yo, this is really, really cool, and I want to build some decks with this. So I'm going to do a video on it today. Basically, what Dual Destinies is a another Sword and Shield set, except the Pokemon are very, very, very powered down. There are no V maxes. There's just Vs, and even the Vs don't do a crazy amount of damage. And the set is based around Dark Pokemon and Light Pokemon, except all the cards in the set, the entire set, are all fan made and new. And they all interact with Light Pokemon, Dark Pokemon, things like that. So we're gonna be talking about the fan made sets. We're gonna be looking at a deck list, and that is gonna be Kingdra with Dark and Light Meowstic. And yeah, I just want to do some content on this because I thought it was really, really cool what this person on PokeBeach made. First of all, if you want to go look at the entire set list, I will link it down below in the description, and you can click on the cards, make them bigger, read them all yourself, so you can kind of start building your own decks, because I think this set and this kind of pseudo format is really, really cool, and I definitely think it is very, very balanced. There's a lot of skill involved. So yeah, but there are Dark and Light Pokemon, and that means just like cards that it's basically like Single Strike and Rapid Strike. Basically, Light Pokemon, their kind of gimmick is healing. They can heal a lot of damage, and Light Pokemon, you can heal a lot of damage, and then Dark Pokemon, their kind of gimmick is just like doing a little bit more damage, maybe being a little bit tricky as well, and so there's disruption and things like that. And yeah, so there's a lot of cool cards like. There's almost no item cards. I did make a custom item card to help the decks flow better, which I will get to, and that is called Dark Whistle and Light Converter. Yeah, I made those, and I also will link the Google drawings if you want to go ahead and print proxies of those out in the description as well. But yeah, so there's like Pokemon that interact that with Dark Pokemon, like this Rocket Couple supporter card that switches one of your bench Pokemon to active, and then for each Pokemon that you moved that has Dark in its name, you get to draw 2 cards. So if you switch a Dark Pokemon into a Dark Pokemon, you get to draw 4, which is really, really nice. You have special energies for each of them. So you have Corrupted Energy, which when you attach it to a Dark Pokemon, you get to search your deck for another Corrupted Energy. So you can guarantee yourself attachments. You can just string Corrupted Energies over turns. You have Miraculous Energy, which can only be attached to Light Pokemon, but it provides 2 of any type of energy, which is really, really nice. And so they're just some really, really cool cards, and there's like a lot. I believe there's 86 cards in the set, not counting the ones that I made custom. So there's 88 cards in this set total. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and get right into the deck list. Now I will get these cards out and try and explain why I have them, because you don't know the entire cards unless you have gone and read all of them. Using the link in the description for the entire set list. But we have 3 copies of Dark Kingdra, and what this card does, it might seem a little bit underpowered, but when we get to it, I'll show you how this card, I think, is probably one of the best Stage 2s in the set/format. But yeah, like I mentioned, it is a Stage 2, only 120 HP, which once again is really, really, really low these days for a Stage 2. But this entire set is powered down, so 120 is pretty beefy, and it is a Dark Pokemon, and it is a Dragon type. And one of the gimmicks of Dark Pokemon as well is that they're 2 types. So they're their primary type, like this Kingdra is a dragon, but it also has this little thing up here that says this Pokemon is both a dragon and a dark type as well. So you can see it says it right there, and the energy symbol is a little bit different. Kind of looking at Single Strike Energy. How Single Strike Energy is like dark in the background with the fighting energy fist on it as well to signal that it is dark type and fighting type energy. But what this thing does is for a water and a lightning, you do 40 damage, which once again might seem a little bit meager, but 40 damage is pretty nice. It's going to be 2-shotting a lot of things early game, which is nice. And you get to shuffle your hand to your deck and draw 7 cards. So immediately, built-in consistency to an attacking Pokemon that is really, really nice. And then the second attack pairs nicely for water, lightning, dark, destroy your king, you do 10 damage and 40 more for each damage counter your opponent's had a Pokemon already. So, pretty strong. Basically, if you hit something with the Dark Sea Swirl, you can just knock it out instantly, which is really nice. And this Pokemon also has Free Retreat, which is crazy. Because, like I mentioned, that Rocket's Couple card that switches, well, what if you just want to, like, switch what if you like don't want to switch or can't switch or doesn't need to switch? Well, then nice, you can just switch into your Dark Kingdra and then retreat. And the Rocket Couple, if you switch into a Dark Pokemon, just basically becomes a draw 4, which is crazy on a draw support. We know that in standard cards, the draw 4 cards like Coach Trainer have been really, really good in the past. So that's really, really nice. And of course, we're going to need our pre-evolutions. And the other thing about the set is that almost every single card in the set is good. There's almost no bulk Pokemon in the set. And all of them have usable attacks as well. So for example, like this Dark Seadra, which is going to be your stage 1. Once again, it's a dark Pokemon, so it is a water and dark Pokemon. But it has an attack called Blackest Ink that for a darkness energy, you do 30 damage. And then during your opponent's next turn, they have to flip 2 coins in order to attack. And since there's not too many switching outs, there's like 1 switching out supporter for light Pokemon and 1 switching out supporter for dark Pokemon, this will be able to stick. And if your opponent having to flip 2 heads each attack that they do, and you can just, like, in theory, you can use Blackest Ink and then immediately just evolve and then nuke them with the Kingdra with the Destroyer King attack. That's going to be really, really nice. But we also have Needle Spray on here as well, that for water and colorless, you do 20 damage spread to everything, which is, once again, really, really nice when your main attacker is going to rely on knocking these out for all the damage counters. So this card is really, really, really good, I think, and pairs very, very well with the Dark Kingdra. And that's why we're only running 3 copies of the Dark Kingdra, because you only need it like a couple times just to take a big smack knockout. And, but also Blackest Ink and Needle Spray. Do not overlook those if you're playing this deck. Those are very, very, very good attacks for an evolving Pokemon. And much like the Dark Seadra, Horsey, which is not a dark Pokemon, by the way, the Seadra has pretty good attacks as well. I mean, the Horsey has pretty good attacks as well. You have Lucky Collection, which draws a card, and flips a coin if head you draw 2 more. So it can just be a draw 3 for 1 energy. Really, really nice for consistency. And then Wither Shots for a single water energy, 10 damage. Your opponent's Pokemon take twice as much damage during your next turn, which is really, really good. Once again, paired with like Dark Kingdra. If you just use Wither Shots and then you just like retreat into a Dark Kingdra and then you use the Dark Sea Swirl on the Kingdra, you can do 80 damage plus the 10 from that, because if it moved, then the 10 damage will be gone from the active. Will be on the bench now. You can just do, in theory, 90 damage to something while shuffling your hand to your deck and drawing 7 cards, which is really, really good. Just being able to hit something and then hit it for twice as much damage. You could hit it with the Wither Shot and then do the attack on Dark Seadra that spreads 20. You can do spread 40 to the active. You could do that attack and then do the first attack with the Seadra, the Blackest Ink, and then do 60 damage, which will knock out a decent amount of things. So there's definitely a lot of things you can do with all the evolution lines. I think they are all really, really good and definitely a benefit of playing the Dark Kingdra in your deck. Now going into our Meowstic part of the deck, we are running 2 copies of Dark Meowstic. And Dark Meowstic here has the ability called Life Drain. And just every Pokemon checkup, so in between turns, you get to put 20 damage counters, or put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active, which is really, really strong. And when a lot of Pokemon do not have an amazing amount of HP, that is really, really great. And then the attack here for Psychic Dark does 70 damage, and if you have a Corrupt Energy attached, remember that's the special energy that you attach to a dark Pokemon, and then you get to search for another Corrupt Energy. So if it has one of those special energies on here, you get to discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon, meaning they could potentially not be able to attack you again, and you just get more damage into play with the Life Drain. I think the Life Drain ability is really, really good. It's crazy where things don't have a crazy amount of HP. Now, we aren't going to be attacking with this new thing too often. We'll be usually just be up here for you to get some damage in for the Life Drain, so you can just come up and knock it out with Dark Seadra. It's basically going to be something you can stick in the active while you set up your Kingdra, because there's no boss in this format or gusting effects. But yeah, you won't be attacking with this too much. We only run 1 Psychic Energy in the deck. So you could, if you technically want to, you could attack with this, but it's mainly just here for you to stick in the active while you set up your Dark Kingdra, and eventually when you're ready, you can either manually retreat it or use that Rocket Couple card to switch and draw some more cards. Then we have the Light Meowstic, 3 copies of Light Meowstic, and this is, of course, a Light Pokemon, and you do get the benefits of Light Pokemon, which is healing, and, like Light Pokemon, the ability is heal 20 from this Pokemon. So instead of dealing 20, you're going to heal 20 from yourself, which is already really, really nice. Once again, you can buy some more time, and 107 or 110 HP quite a large amount of HP in this format for a stage 1. But the attack for Psychic Colorless does 40 damage, and then if it has a Miraculous Energy attached, which is a special energy that can only be attached to light Pokemon, um, then and it provides 2 of any type of energy, so that's how we're paying the double Psychic in this attack. Like I mentioned, we only play 1 basic Psychic, and Miraculous Energy will not work on the Dark Meowstic, it will only work on the light one, so that's how we're playing the Psychic here, just 1 of any type of energy you want that we have in the deck, and then a Miraculous Energy basically. You deal 40 damage, once again is a nice number just to come up and then just knock something out with the Kingdra after you hit them with this. But if you have a Miraculous Energy attached, you get to heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. Now note it doesn't specify light Pokemon, which means you can heal 60 damage from your Dark Kingdra. And healing half the HP of this ginormous attacker that is taking one-shots a lot of the time and just being a overall really good Pokemon to have and be attacking with, healing damage from it while dishing out enough damage to just take a knockout with that Pokemon that you just healed is going to be crazy. And since your Kingdra has free retreat, if you set this guy up, you can just retreat into your Dark Kingdra and then attack with this and heal it if you need, which is really, really great. The free retreat on Kingdra just makes, I think, this deck overall a lot better. So yeah, we're running the 2-3 split of Dark and Light Meowstic. And then, of course, we have to run Espers as well. So we're running 3 copies of Esper. Not too much to mention here other than it does have Ascension for Psychic Energy. You get the search deck for Pokemon that evolves from it, which can be kind of decent if you just like have the Psychic Energy, turn 1 going second, you just attach it, and then just immediately evolve into the Dark one, start building damage on your opponent's active. I forgot to mention, this is like standard rules, so you can't play supporters and you can't attack turn 1, just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, so the Ascension can be kind of useful, but other than that, it's really just here to evolve into our splits of Dark and Light Meowstic. Going into our supporters, 4 copies of Rocket Couple, which is the card I mentioned that lets you switch. And if you, for each Pokemon that you moved that has Dark in its name, you get to draw 2. So if you switch a Dark Kingdra into a Dark Seadra, you get to draw 4, which is pretty nice. If you switch a Dark Kingdra into a Dark Meowstic, you get to draw 4. If you switch a Dark Meowstic into a Light Meowstic, you get to draw 2 because there's only 1 Dark Pokemon in that equation. Light Pokemon is, of course, Light, not Dark. So 4 copies of Rocket Couple, 4 copies of Iris's Decree, which is a supporter card that lets you discard an energy card from your hand in order to play it, and you just draw 4. But if you discard a special energy, you get to draw 6, which is nuts. With the Corrupt Energy, since you can attach the Corrupt Energy to a Dark Pokemon, if you attach that bad boy to your Kingdra, and then grab another Corrupt Energy out of the deck, and then immediately use Iris's Decree, discard that Corrupt Energy, since it's a special energy, you get to draw 6, which is crazy on a supporter. That in combination with the dig you're going to get with your Dark Kingdra's first attack, Dark Sea Swirl to shuffle your hand, draw 7, is going to be really, really nice. You're going to be finding the cards that you need, which is definitely a benefit of this deck overall. We run 4 copies of Prepare for Trouble, which is a supporter card as well, and it does feature Jesse and James silhouettes. You know, the classic Prepare for Trouble, make it double from Jesse and James. But what this does is it attaches a basic energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon that has Dark in its name. Now, on the surface, in Standard, this card would be really, really bad. It'd basically be just like a slightly better bead if it didn't have like the little Dark in its name. If this card just let you attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, it would not be that good at all. But since this format is slower, it is definitely going to be useful for powering up a Dark Kingdra. It's going to allow you to power that thing up really, really quickly. Since 3 energy is kind of hefty. If 3 energy was on a light Pokemon and you didn't was not playing Miraculous Energy for whatever reason to pay 2 of those energies, then Prepare for Trouble would definitely help you out. But here it's helping out our Dark Kingdra mainly and our Dark Meowstic technically if you do get that one. Once again, that 1 is Psychic Energy to attack with the Dark Meowstic. And yeah, so just powering up your Dark Kingdra in general is going to be really, really good with the Prepare for Trouble. We run 3 copies of Wally's Decision. And you have to discard a Pokemon when you play it. And if you discard a Pokemon with a Light in the name, you get to heal 30 for one of your Pokemon. So once again, pairing that with a Light Meowstic attack, you can heal 90 from a Pokemon, which is crazy. And if you discard a Pokemon that's Dark in its name, you get to do an extra 20 damage with your attacks. So both of those effects are really, really great in different situations. Obviously, a plus of playing some Light Pokemon in a Dark, in a Dark deck. Is you can discard a Pokemon that is Dark in its name to do an extra 20, or if you want, you have the cards in your hand, you can discard a Light one and heal. So both are really, really good options. making your Dark Kindra's Darksea Swirl attack do 20 more damage, 60 damage, pretty good number because it's gonna be two-shotting stuff. If you, find another Wally's Decision, just Wally's Decision is just really really good. Plus, drawing 3 cards is definitely solid. We run a couple bonus supporters, 1 copy of Zinnia, which does not do what regular Zinnia does in the official game. And this Zinnia reads until the end of your opponent's next turn. If your Pokemon that have Dark in their name would be knocked out, you flip a coin, and if heads, your opponent can't take prize cards. So it basically can slow down the game where it might matter. If you just need another turn, you can stick. Like, once again, if you just play that with a Dark Meowstic, there's a chance that it will just not give up any prize cards, which is really, really nice because giving you more attacks with your Kingdra, or giving you more attacks with your Light Meowstic as well. Finally, 1 copy of Giovanni's Protection, which says until the end of your opponent's next turn, all damage done to each of your Pokemon that is Dark in its name is prevented. So if you evolve into a Dark Kingdra, and you play Giovanni's Protection, you just prevent all damage, which is crazy. If you were to evolve and then if you were to evolve your Darkseid into Dark Kingdra, play Giovanni's Protection, and then Darksea Swirl, that thing just can't get knocked out because it went into play that turn. And so you just basically get a free 40 damage and potentially a free knockout with Destroyer King if they do not move their Pokemon that you hit for 40 out of the active. So Giovanni's Protection is a really, really solid card. And we only run 5 item cards, which probably seems really, really bad, but there's actually not that many item cards in the set. I believe there's only like 2 or 3, not counting the item cards that I made to buff consistency of these decks. But 4 copies of Keyline Pie. Keyline Pie is an item card that lets you just draw a card, so like a Judge Whistle. But if your opponent has 2 or fewer prize cards remaining, you get to draw 2 more. So this potentially at the end of the game, if your opponent is winning, can draw 3 cards on an item card. That is really, really, really good. Potentially, like, combined with the solid draw power you get from Iris and Rocket Couple, that is going to be really, really strong. Not even late game, just early game, just drawing 1 is really, really nice as well. And then the 1 item card that I made, that's going to be the Dark Whistle. And this is a tool card that you can only attach to Pokemon that is Dark in its name. So watch out, you can't attach this to a Horsey. But when you attach it to a Pokemon that is Dark in its name, you can search your deck for a Pokemon that is Dark in its name, reveal it, shuffle your deck, and put the Pokemon that you chose on top of your deck. So it's basically like a Rotom Phone, except it searches your deck for a Pokemon with Dark in its name. But it also does have a little bit of a debuff where the Pokemon that it's attached to, because remember it is a tool card, it attacks you 10 less damage. So you're basically doing a trade-off of I can get a Pokemon and stack it off my deck, but I also do the 10 less damage, which in this deck doesn't matter a ton because your Dark Kingdra will almost always be doing enough to knock things out if they have a decent amount of damage on them. Like I mentioned, like the 40 damage plus is usually where you're going to be killing everything, pretty much anything you want with the Dark Kingdra. We have a couple stadiums, 1 copy of Moonlight Gorge, which is just kind of generally a useful card. And it says each player's active Pokemon that is Dark in its name can retreat, even if it is confused or paralyzed. So basically it guarantees you're going to be able to retreat your Kingdra. If Pokemon is playing like a light deck that does mess around with special conditions sometimes, that can be useful. And 1 copy of Distortion World, which says both players Pokemon that are knocked out, instead of going to discard all the Pokemon go in the Lost Zone, and you discard the attached cards. So any like Corrupted Energy would go in the discard, any Miraculous Energy would go in the discard, any Dark Whistle would go in the discard pile, but the Pokemon itself would go in the Lost Zone. Now going to our energies, we do have quite a few because the draw power, once again, is not amazing. Early in the game, usually your draw power early in the game is going to be with Rocket Couple mainly, especially if you're discarding Special Energy, a little bit steep. We're running 4 copies of the Corrupted Energy, which when you attach it to a Pokemon that is Dark in its name, you get to start your deck for a second Corrupt Energy, so it can either help you string Corrupt Energies, guarantee yourself an attachment every single turn, or you can just get 1 out and then immediately discard it with Iris to draw 6 cards, which both are really, really solid options. 3 copies of Miraculous Energy. Now, our deck is mainly a dark prefix deck, which means Miraculous Energy will only work on your Light Meowstic, but your Light Meowstic has such a solid attack, healing 60 from one of your bench, that it will be useful whenever you find this. Just attach it to your Light Meowstic and heal some damage from your Kingdra, because it does a free retreat, like I mentioned. The free retreat on Kingdra is just really, really useful overall. And yeah, so even if you run out of, maybe you discard 2 out of your 3 Meowsticks, and you still have like 3 of these almost useless miraculous energies, well, great, just discard them with Iris. Like Iris kind of helps us blend this corrupt and light deck together into one. And then basic energies for water energy, because both our Dark Kingdra and Dark Seadra do have water energy. The attack costs, our Dark Kingdra does have a lighting energy, so we do need to run some of those, as well as some dark energies. We're only running 2 basic dark energies. Now, do remember that these can be attached. You do have technically 6 dark energies because you're corrupt energy. But if you need another energy to tech with your light Meowstic, because you already have the miraculous energy, you need another energy, then dark corrupt energy will not work on your light Meowstic, so we're just running some more basic energy. And then, like I mentioned, the single copy of psychic energy. Now, this is my first time kind of exploring into alternate formats. I've done a little bit of DLC and single prize format stuff, but this is my first time exploring really this deep into a custom format. I just think this custom set is super, super cool. Definitely, if you guys want to go give it a try with your friends, definitely worth it. I think it's going to be really, really fun. I'm definitely keen to do more videos on it. I already have a couple more decks planned and built out with the cards. But yeah, let me know of what you think of this in the comment section. I'm a little bit nervous to put this out because I know this is definitely not the type of content that my channel is really aimed towards. But if you guys liked it, don't forget to leave a like. If you guys want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Like I just mentioned, we'll hopefully be doing more of this kind of content. But that's it for the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.